That's incredible. Speaking of money and seeing tight ends get money, how about quarterbacks getting money? You got, Kirk Cousins does it better than everybody. I would love to know what you thought when you heard the Vikings' decision to sort of part ways with him. Let's start there.
I said it on my radio show throughout the course of the year that if Kirk was ultimately going to take a market value deal, which he did in Atlanta, there was no way with the Vikings roster and their cap situation. I think between him and Danielle Hunter, they're almost $50 million against the cap this year, and neither one of them are on the Vikings roster. So they're kind of in that the salary cap jail, if you would. There's a lot of other needs on that roster. And I knew ultimately if it was up to Kirk and he wanted to stay in Minnesota, it was going to have to be under market value. And certainly he got market value in going to Atlanta.
Sam Darnold is there, of course. I got a feeling they're not done, though. Lots of quarterbacks are interesting. You got your Drake Mays, your J.J. McCarthy's. Who would be the best fit for this offense?
It's interesting because when I think about Kevin O'Connell and his offense and the way he operated, you think about his last two quarterbacks, Matthew Stafford and Kirk Cousins. Lots of great quarterback prospects in this draft. A rookie quarterback is not going to come in and be able to operate the offense the way in which Kevin O'Connell has operated his offense the last 3 years. Talking to guys in Minnesota, there's so much put on the quarterback. The game plans are massive. The ability to get to plays. When you have a rookie, you can't do that. There's no way that you can have that volume on a rookie to go out there and play that position. Now, with that being said, there are a lot of talented rookies. The Vikings have 2 first-round picks. To me, it's just a matter of, what do they have to get up? I think they're at 11. Do you have to get in the top 6 to get your guy? Is it one of the things that you sit around on day one, you see how the top 10 kind of sorts itself out? Maybe you don't have to jump up into the top 4 or 6 to get a guy that you say, hey, look, he's worth it to us. We're going to move up. We're going to take him. But I think, you look at this draft and, is there guys that you see potential in? You have Sam there. I think they paid him about $10 million to come in. Sam could be your quarterback for this year. And maybe you see a guy that, hey, we can add 2 quality first-round picks to a roster. And then, we'll see if there's maybe a mid-round quarterback that we like, that we want to develop.
This is the best news. What you're saying, if I'm a Vikings fan, I'm like, are you telling, and by the way, Sam Darnold, he's an NFL quarterback who, by the way, is going to pick it up from the Shanahan connection, all of that too. He knows that offense. He knows the language. For whoever it is, whether it's Drake May, we know, it's very cute that, Josh McCown, the quarterback coach, was like his assistant coach in high school. That's a cute little, that's a cute little storyline. I like that. Whether it's J.J. McCarthy, he picked up steam after his pro day, whatever it is, you're telling me that a rookie quarterback can go down and just sit his butt on the bench in the quarterback room, take notes. That's the dream if you're a rebuilding Vikings team.
It is. And I think, Kwesi ultimately has a decision to make, and this is a huge draft for him. It's his 3rd draft. There are potential franchise quarterbacks that he will have to move up to get. So how far up does he have to get? How much does he have to give up? He's kind of mortgaging their future to go up and get a guy. And if it's Drake, like you said, he's got the relationship with Josh being his high school assistant.
Right.
But also at the same time, I just talked about Kevin's offense and veteran quarterbacks. Sam's been in the Shanahan system. Sam would be a guy who would be able to handle that type of volume at the quarterback position. So, I see after watching the combine, a guy like Joe Milton from Tennessee. You have just super freak potential, athleticism. You're not going to have to mortgage your future to get a guy like that. And ultimately,
hold on. They're accumulating picks for a reason. They're taking
or they could get 2 first-round picks that are going to help your team right away. You get a guy at 11 and a guy at 23. Well, I already told you that they're in salary cap jail. They owe $50 million to the cap or something like that between Danielle and Kirk, and they're not on the roster. So you need good players right now who can come in. And trading your two first round picks to ultimately take a quarterback who might not play right away, I don't think that's the answer.
So you're talking Joe Milton.
That's an example.
No, that's a very specific example, Kyle.
It's a guy that you watch and you're like, holy cow, like this kid could be one of those mid-round picks who all of a sudden we're talking about, Russell Wilson 3 to 4 years down the road, where guess what? When you have a third-round pick as your starting quarterback, look at the San Francisco 49ers roster. It's built around a rookie deal quarterback, and they have talent everywhere. So we'll see.